as I've said before, Terence Crawford versus Benavidez fight is not really going to be an option at this point. I don't think ever. And both sides kind of understand why. Jose Benavidez Sr. knows that Terence Crawford making that jump from 6 to 68 all the way from 35 is already a big jump. And him fighting the biggest guy that would be considered at that weight class of 68 would be a lot. But he knows that what he just accomplished recently was a huge feat. And he knows that anybody that can do anything at 168 is definitely Terence Crawford. He says that the guy's very good talent. And also, he said the win was actually more impressive than the Mayweather win. He said they both did. They broke down Canelo easily, but as far as the win, Terence Crawford's more impressive because of the age, the knowledge Canelo has. He feels like his body is probably not the same, but as you get older, everybody's body not the same. I mean, an 18-year-old is not the same as he was when he was 15, and a guy who's 25 is not the same as he was when he was 21. So that happens. That's natural. That's nothing that, I think that conversation is just something that's brought up to kind of give a scope of what's actually going on or what people are seeing differently than before, but that's happened with everybody. A lot of guys start to slow down or they're not the same as they were before. But he gave some huge compliments to Terence Crawford, though, throughout this situation. He just said that he thought the weight would be too much, but the way Terence Crawford fought, stood toe-to-toe Canelo, didn't get flustered by his power, and he knows that right now he's the best in the world, and a lot of guys just can't compete with a guy like Terence Crawford right now. But also, he thinks that the David Benavidez and Terence Crawford fight is something that would be possible if the fans want it, but that's not something he's looking at right now. He's focused on Anthony Yarde fight on November 22nd. He knows that's a serious fight. Knows that Yarde is definitely locked in. Every fight that Yarde's been in, even his losses, he's tried to take the other guy out. Most of the time he's lost because he tried to go for the KO. A little too early, if you ask me. So he's going to be one of the most lethal, aggressive punchers that David Benavidez has ever faced, even more than probably Morrell, especially at 175. So he's going to focus on that fight, but all options still, like he said, Jose Benavidez Sr. just confirmed that they were looking at Zurdo Ramirez at cruiserweight. They moved up to 175 for the opportunities, not because of the weight. Benavidez has no weight issues at 68 as far as trying to make weight, but they didn't move up to 75 just because of the weight. It was always because of the opportunities. And I've always seen that as well. And with Terence Crawford getting this opportunity, Jose Benavidez Sr. knows that Terence Crawford's in a position where he can do whatever he wants. But he also pointed out that it'll be hard for a lot of those fans. It seems like they don't want to just give credit or support to a guy like Terence Crawford for the rest of his career. It's going to be hard for people to for him to gain Canelo's fans, as he said, because of the, difficulty of Canelo's fans and how they think and just everything around. Like the way they move in boxing is different than any other fans. And we know why. A lot of these people are Mexican American most of the time. So they're not trying to support somebody outside that realm, which is fine, because now that Canelo is being considered done, it's not going to be a lot of options on the table. So you might want to venture out in some other departments, because just trying to pick those certain guys from one country, it'll work out, but I don't think it's going to work out the way they want to, especially with Benavidez being an outsider previously before Canelo took this loss by Terence Crawford. But Benavidez, they're open to the fight, but I mean, anybody would fight Terence Crawford at this point, let's be real. But he knows that this is a long shot that actually would happen. He's not fully focused on it. They were asking about other questions about Canelo Alvarez and possible fights he can do, but he feels like he's done at this point. Especially, I told you, man, Terence Crawford fights guys and people say he's done. All you gotta do is step in the ring with a guy, he's done. People don't understand that. Every person that Terence Crawford steps in the ring with, they're done. People say this. I usually don't sit up here and say, oh, Terence Crawford ruined that guy, he's done. People are jumping on the vote, no matter who he gets in the ring with. No matter what. The guy Majimov lost 2 fights to him and Ortiz, and people act like he got stopped. So yeah, it's definitely a huge effect. It's not easy to get in the ring with Terence Crawford. You'll get embarrassed. No matter what size you are or anything, you will get embarrassed at certain points. But I think that fight is something that shouldn't even be talked about. To be honest with you, a lot of these other guys stepped up. It wasn't stepping around Benavidez. Like the fact that Morrell and Benavidez fought before Munguia and Berlanga got in the ring with Benavidez, that lets you know everything you need to know. Terence Crawford is not here to be fighting everybody's mandatories and doing their jobs when they're supposed to be taking care of their own divisions. A lot of these fighters should have made sure that Benavidez didn't even leave 168 without a loss. They couldn't do it. They didn't want to step up and make it happen. But Terence Crawford did that at 147 with all those guys. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.